For a while now, I've been wondering what the Google Chromebook experience would be. You know, I'm very much caught up in Apple's ecosystem, but I always like an exit strategy. Google may or may not be that exit strategy, should I ever need it. I think this is a year or two old, this Chromebook. I got it off of eBay. It has a I think that's for a SIM card. It's got a rubber bung in it. I don't know quite why. I don't know if that means I can take that out and put a SIM in, or if it's just like blanking it so I can't use it. I don't know. USB 3, USB 2 presumably, HDMI, headphone. Oh no, that's power. That looks like it might be a microphone possibly. Well, that's on the back, so I wouldn't know why. That's headphone there. SD slot, SD card slot, and it feels okay. And Samsung obviously provide a lot of the components for Apple. So, that, for example, the iPhone I have in my pocket, lots of the components are provided to Apple by Samsung. So, they're kind of frenemies as far as I'm concerned. Google, another question entirely. The feet are very grippy there. So let's fire it up and see what we get. So it's loaded relatively quickly. It's probably going to moan about having no internet, I presume. So yeah, network not available. Obviously it's a Chromebook, it needs a network connection. So that should hopefully be a relatively simple case. So already the touchpad is not great, although I think that may be from the abuse this unit has had. So I think it's had a hard working life, this unit. I've got it quite cheap off eBay. So it may have a knackered trackpad or it may not. But let's connect to the 5 GHz network. Keyboard's reasonable. It's not great, but not bad. Okay, so sign into Google. So this is my Google account that I already have. I'm used to capital letters on a keyboard, so I don't know. It's just in terms of visually recognising. I'm not a touch typist. I just have to recognise the letters. But anyway, I'll probably edit this bit out. I don't really want everyone to know what my password is, or my email address for that matter. So signing into Chrome, Google Chrome, whatever, kind of the browser basically, isn't it? Okay, I'll choose my ID there. Okay, take a tour. Well, okay. Play, edit, share, get stuff done. Yeah. Hassle-free goodness, if you say so. So I haven't charged this yet. It says it's 94% charged in terms of the battery, and it's estimating that's about just over 4.5 hours juice. I mean, it's designed for kind of browsing and stuff, isn't it? This isn't like a gaming or video editing rig or anything. That seems reasonable. Hassle-free goodness. Have fun. Okay, well, I think I'll finish it. So if I change my wallpaper, what can I change my wallpaper to? Lots of things. Okay, surprise me. I like that. Make the touchpad a bit more sensitive, maybe. This is all, I guess, this is all sort of stuff I can do later. I'm used to doing the 2-finger scrolling on my MacBook. About Chrome OS, I don't know what version it's running, but obviously it's meant to keep itself up to date. Version 39. Check for an apply update. It's always a good thing to do when you get a new computer out of the box. Let's just see. Okay, so there is an update. Google Chrome should be obviously familiar, and it's already got my sync done, so yeah, I'm quite impressed by that. That's nice. It's less work than when I sign into a new Apple machine. And I mean, obviously Google, you know, your Google profile is totally in the cloud, you know, it's totally on Google servers. So here's the Office suite. Actually, one thing I do want to try, let's see if this can sign into iCloud, because it would be very interesting to use Pages and Keynote web versions, I think, which is pretty much what I'd use this for. I'd say great. You know, I don't need tons of applications and stuff. Your Apple ID was used to sign into iCloud via a web browser. Well, no shit. Okay. And that's my iPhone getting that email. Well done. Which it certainly appears to have done, which is good news. I mean, I find Apple's Office suite very good. Oh, look at that. Your browser isn't fully supported. Well, why am I not surprised? But it looks like it might be supported enough to do something. You know, it probably just means, you know, if there's a bug, don't blame Apple, because, you know, you're on an unsupported browser using beta software. That's all looking good. Yeah. I don't really know what else to look at, to be honest, at the moment. Let's just see how that update's doing. 65%. I might as well wait for it to do this update. So is this like a start menu? Oh, it's the shelf. One thing I've seen in other reviews of this unit, I forget what the model number is apparently YouTube is pretty terrible at high def, which would be a bit of a shame, but you know, because what do you do when you're browsing the web? You probably watch quite a lot of video. This is
I've done it. It's finished. It's completed. Just slow down, will you? I've had a long day and I'm tired. Just what have we done?
So that's 720p, and that's actually playing okay. Google's autoplay is quite irritating, isn't it? They love you to just keep watching stuff. So 2-finger scrolling sort of does work and sort of doesn't work. Again, I don't know if this trackpad is seen a lot of wear and tear. Okay, so it says it's in HD. Speakers are crackling away. Okay, 720p, which is yeah, for a screen this size, you don't really need any more than 720p. It's playing okay. But I don't know if you can hear one of the speakers is crackling. This one. And again, you know, I'm not sure how much abuse this unit has been through. I guess you can use headphones. So I mean, yeah, so that's weird. You slightly tap and it has got a click, but also you can just This used to drive me nuts on PCs, where you just tap it and it's a click. You know, you just touch the trackpad and it's a click, and I hate that. I prefer it when it's a click. So anyway, maybe I can configure that, I don't know, but that will drive me nuts. And the trackpad is not as good as Apple's, not surprisingly. It's not terrible, I've had worse, but it's not great. Okay, so nearly up to date. Restart your device to finish updating. Let's just see how long it takes to restart then, if I can remove the trackpad. Yeah, see, it's not great. So restart. So it's doing its update, or whatever it's doing in the background. That seems quick, probably just a quick patch. And then I can just log in again. And make sure I change all my passwords, obviously. So yeah, actually, it's not bad, you know. Like I say, it's not a gaming machine. It's not a video editing machine. It's not a photo editing machine. But for what I would use it for, which is basically browsing the web, a bit of blogging, a bit of writing, you know, this would be more of a companion to my smartphone than my MacBook. Except my MacBook, I can do video editing, I can do photo editing, blah blah blah. So for the moment, this is not a viable full-time replacement. And in terms of portability, I take my phone everywhere, I don't take a laptop everywhere. It's unlikely I'd begin taking a Chromebook everywhere. But yeah, not terrible, and for the price I paid, you know, it works. I can see I'm going to be using it, you know, around the house and stuff, and might take it out and around places if you know, I mean, no one's going to nick a Chromebook, are they?